Hey class, so let's say you're done with your assembly. You look at your relationships for constraints and you notice that there's no errors. The degrees of freedom are all appropriate. It's okay that these, that these eyes can move still. That's okay. So that's what the little red axis indicates. You've analyzed your interferences and you have minor interferences. I'm okay with minor interferences. This one has none at all, so that's even better. But you're all ready to go. So what do we do? So we're going to go to File. We're going to go to New. And we're going to go to IPN, standard IPN. From there, it's going to automatically ask you which assembly you want to bring in. So you pick your assembly, you drop it in. I'm going to go a little quickly through this. Actually, I can't go that quick, but you're going to hit the tweak components. And if I hit control at the same time and I click multiple, it allows me to select. And then all I do is I use these XYZ axes to move them out. So now that I click another part, I'm going to hold control again. And now I'm going to bring those out. I'm going to bring control, bring those out. And you'll notice my duration is 1 second. I set that as my default. I would suggest that you do the same. So one of the things I'm going to do with this one is I'm actually going to bring it down, then over the tongue. Why don't we bring that out as well? We'll bring it out to about the same level as everything else. Okay, cool. Let's see. This one I'll bring up and over. These three parts, I'm holding control. I'll bring them up. The little tail, I'll bring out and up. Cool, there we go. Why don't we bring the wheels out on both sides. And then this down, down. Sorry this is taking a little while. There's a lot of parts here, which isn't a bad thing at all. It just means it's going to take me a little while to tweak all the components. And then it may not be the most perfect one. Maybe I'll make some changes eventually, but for demo purposes, we'll leave it like this. I'll bring that up. And then this one a little down. Cool. Let's say I'm happy with that. So I'm going to try to find the view that kind of shows the most parts. So I'm going to say that I could basically see everything off this view. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit new snapshot view. That's going to go ahead and save the view. If I wanted to, I could rename it to say isometric view 1. You'll see why we need that now, why we need that later. So now when I play the video, it's going through this video, this kind of story. So every move I made, you'll actually notice that it has a screen capture with it. And I could actually move the storyboard around if I wanted one piece to move before the other at the same time. I could always move that around. Play around with it, see if you can figure it out, right? But boom, it's done. Cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this. We'll do a save as, and I'm going to call it the same thing we called assembly. Cool. Yep. Yes to all. Okay. Okay. All right. So what am I going to do with this, right? So one of the deliverables on the actual assignment was, oh, great. I'm not signed into my personal. Or I am signed into my personal. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and check out what the deliverables of this project were. So this is taking a little longer, but in the meantime, I'll go ahead and describe it. One of the things I was asking for was on a B-size sheet, create an isometric drawing. So let's see what it says. Okay, here we go. Okay. Multi-view drawing in a size B showing 2 isometric views of the assembly along with the exploded view of the assembly and a parts list with balloons. Awesome. So what are we going to do? So I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to New. I'm going to find ANSI IDW. There it is. ANSI. We use ANSI drawings because that's the title block type we use. I'm going to go ahead and right away edit this sheet. I'm going to make it a B size. If you click on anything other than ANSI, you might not actually find this option for size B. So you want to make sure you're selecting ANSI. it went ahead and saved my exploded view. So why don't I put that, let's put it down here. And then I'm going to make it a little larger because I can. It's selecting isometric view 1. So if you want to show multiple, if I want to show trails or not show trails, I'll show trails, sure. It'll be more like an IKEA set. Same thing, if you want to show it as colored, you have to make sure it's shaded. And there we go. Oh, these ears are way up there. Okay. Now, what am I going to do? So if I want to bring in an isometric view, instead of doing the assembly, I'm going to draw the IAM. So I'm going to select the view that I like. Sure, that's good enough for me. We'll make it 1 also, just to increase the size. I'm going to click once there, and then I'm going to go ahead and so click once. Now on this one, I'm going to click OK. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to choose my original assembly, make it size 1. What I didn't do is make it shaded on the last one. There we go. Now I have to go back and do that for this. 2 isometric views. I probably could have picked better views, but we'll go with it for the sake of the video. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a parts list with balloons. So one of the things you'll notice is there's these balloons here. So when you click on balloon, what it does is parts only, and it's going to give it a numeric value. So this is part 17. You click once, you click twice, and then continue. And then you just kind of continue to do the same thing. Every time you click on a new part, it's going to label it accordingly. Right click, continue. Once, twice, makes it more of a leader line. And then you're just going to do this with all the parts. If I only click once, it doesn't actually make it a leader line. Let's see, I got to go back and fix a balloon. I'll show you guys how to do that. Once, twice. Oops. So I'm just going to delete that one actually and try again. Once, twice. There we go. Okay, just imagine I keep going and I label all the parts. Now, how are you going to create your parts list? Instead of structured, you want to do parts only, numeric, select document. I want to do it there. Direction to wrap table, left. Enable automatic wrap, sure, why not? And then I'm going to go ahead and bring it in right there. I'm going to click OK. So now you're going to want to play with spacing. You know, this table, if I wanted to make it longer, I can edit that as well. Because obviously it's in the way. So I might want to reduce the size of my isometric view. If you double click on it, you can actually change the cells. So if I wanted to not have description there, I can actually remove it and apply that. That thins it out a little. So I can move it to the left side, and I can grab this drawing, and maybe we'll trade places then if that's the case. So I'll take you, and I'll drop it here. And that one there. Cool. That's starting to look good. And then if I wanted to add text, I could say stuff like isometric view 1. Highlight it, and then maybe make it bold, and then drop it in there like that. Okay. So in the end, you'd want to make sure to change your title, all those different things, but we have our balloons, we have our parts list, and we have 2 isometric views. Perfect. We're ready to go ahead and save this and then go ahead and PDF it and submit it as part of the report. Awesome. Thanks so much for watching.